Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We have got another epic journey for you today. We are starting out here in New York City. We had so much fun here. We always have such a great time when we come to New York City. How can you not? So many things to do, but it is time to go. We are hopping on the Lakeshore Limited. We're gonna go over to Chicago, and then from Chicago, we're gonna hop on the Empire Builder and take that across to Seattle, and from Seattle, we're gonna hop on the Cascades and head into Vancouver, and then from there, head on up to Alaska. Guys, you are going to need a drink and a snack for this one, so grab your drink, grab your snack, and get ready for this amazing journey with Amtrak. All right, we're here in one of our favorite Metropolitan Lounges, and one of the things that we really like about it is they do have not just cold food, but they also have hot food as well. So I got a couple sandwiches for us. One is Santa Fe chicken. I think of this one. Yeah, look at that. Santa Fe chicken, and then this one is spicy cheese. Look at that. That looks really good with fig spread, so I'm going to be eating that. That sounds really good. And then we have this chicken Caesar pinwheel, and we've got these chips. And let me tell you right now, if you're here and you get an opportunity to try these chips and you don't mind something spicy, these are amazing. They also had strawberry and mint infused water, and then they also have unsweetened tea, which is a no-no in the South, but they have some flavor syrups that you can use to flavor it for different things. Today I did mango, and then they have some cane syrup if you want to sweeten it. So I fixed that, and I think we're going to dig in and enjoy this fun little spread. So we usually arrive about an hour early to Moynihan Train Hall to allow for some time to enjoy the Metropolitan Lounge. From there, they announce the arrival of our train, and it is time to board. So we go down the escalator and walk down the platform to our train. We quickly find our train car and board the train here. There are usually staff members around to help you find your room, or if you need any assistance boarding the train. Take a quick peek here at the accessible room before we head down the hallway and past the bedrooms here, and just around the corner the next hallway is all of the roomettes, and we're in this very first one right here. So we are ready to take off here. Before too long, everyone is boarded, and we are ready to take off and say goodbye. Okay, so we are in a brand new Viewliner 2 on the Lakeshore Limited from New York to Chicago. So I want to give you a little tour here because this is such an incredible room. Now, Viewliner 1, Viewliner 2, probably the main difference between a Viewliner 1 and a Viewliner 2 is right here. So here in a Viewliner 2, you would normally have a toilet in the room, whereas you do not have that here on the Viewliner 2, which what's nice about it too is, look at that, you got storage space underneath. So instead of a commode taking up that whole spot, you've got storage underneath and a better step for the person going above, which in this case is Rob. And so here's the other step, and here's what we also have here. So you still have the sink, which is really nice. And check this out. So if you're looking at the sink, you're like, well, that doesn't really look like a sink. There's no drain there. There isn't a drain there because this little cutout, that's actually going to be your drain. So you use your sink, do what you're going to do, and then it actually drains when you tilt it back. And so you saw that red light there. When this is on, then that's kind of a signal to Rob up above. If I have all the lights off or whatever, that's going to signal him up above to not come down and put his foot inside the sink. From here also you can control the mirror light, which is this one right here. There's also a switch up there for Rob. And then you've got your 2 outlets over here, which is fantastic. And then they do give you some hand soap, and I don't know if you saw this in here, but there's a little shelf right there where you can put your hand soap, so that's great. So once you open this, it's not going to be in the way, so you can store that in there. And then you've got washcloth and hand towels, and then when you use the shower, the actual towels are going to be down there in the shower. So that's this whole area here. Let's talk about this seat here. So this, of the 2 seats, this one is the narrowest because of the space that this is taking up. And again, in a Viewliner 1, this would be a commode, and then in this Viewliner 2, it is just a step and storage underneath. You've got your area light here, which is this one, and then you've got a reading light there, which is this one. Just depends on what type of light you want in the room. And then I love this event here because while you're seated here, just enjoying the ride, you can get that nice cool air coming up. And then I'll show you in a second on the other side where you can control that. You can turn that on and off. Now, we're gonna come over to this side. We'll talk about these sheets here in just a second, but look at how much wider this seat is. And then you've got your trash bin right here, huge trash bin, which normally it's a little tiny one. So that's nice to have that huge trash bin. You have the lights over here, and then, or the air vent over here. And then let me show you this great, nice little area here, table. Look at that. It's huge, and you can either use it like that or you can use it this way too, and there's still plenty of room. You could eat your meal here if you wanted, and you would still have plenty of room for that. And it's super sturdy, which I really like. But in the meantime, you've got this little shelf here, which is where we keep our phones and other cameras and such. You do get water, unlimited waters, so you've got little cup holders for the water down here too. And then on this side, you've got that area light and reading light. And then you also have the attendant push the attendant button, call button right here. So if you push that, there's a light outside your room that blinks. That lets him know who hit the attendant button. And then this is the PA speaker control. So if you want to hear the announcements, then you would want that on. If you don't want to hear them, then you turn that off. Now to have it off, you want it to be flush. If you want to hear the announcements, then push it in. And so when it's depressed in, then that means that it's going to be on. Now over here is this nice shelf. So I've got this nice big backpack sitting on this great shelf right there. Look at that. And I can actually store this underneath or above if I wanted to, but I've got all this space here. You've got 2 more outlets here. Holy moly, that's a lot of charging. And then here is another air vent, and this one is more of a like car style vent, so you can go up and down just like you can in a car, and side to side. And then also like in a car, you can go ahead and shut it off, or open it all the way up. And then you've got an actual thermostat right here that keeps control of the temperature in the room. Right now it says it's set to 71, and then you can move it up and down from there. So this is actually incredible. You've got another space here for storage as well, and Rob will show you some more up above when he shows you his upstairs penthouse in a minute. But this is, you get 2 hangers, and you can hook them right here, and you can store some things there. Now on the door here behind me, you've got a curtain here because there's a window here. There's a window here on the door. And now in between, you've got ceiling light here and night light there. And then you do also have lock on this side here. So you can lock it, just go ahead and flip it, and the door doesn't open. When you have it up, then the door will open for you. So that's the downstairs. It's time for Rob to show you what it looks like in his penthouse up there.
Welcome to the upstairs portion of the Viewliner 2 roomette. I'm so excited that we got this Viewliner 2 roomette today because it is, in my opinion, the best roomette on Amtrak. And as you can see, one of the best features is that it has these beautiful windows. I've got 2 windows here. I can close the blinds if I want to, and I just love having that. When you're on a Superliner, you don't get any windows. It's just you're looking at the wall up here, so it's not as much fun to be up here. I love that. The second feature of this Viewliner 2 roomette that is just amazing is how much space there is. So I am sitting pretty much straight up right now, and my head is not touching. If you're kind of to the side, there's a little bar that runs in the middle here that you might hit your head on, but if you sit over here to the side, I could stick my head up another 2-3 inches and not even hit. So I'm sitting straight up, totally comfortable. You totally can't do that on a Superliner either. I'm about 5'9", so if you were about 6 foot or less, you'd be able to sit up here without having to bend down or anything. So that is great. Tons of room. The other great thing about this is all the storage. So there is a luggage rack up here, and it's made for suitcases, but we usually check our bags. And then I store my backpack up here and my camera bag, and that way if I need anything in the night, if I need to grab my computer or I want to work on my iPad, something like that, I can just grab it out of there, leave my headphones in there, maybe a couple of snacks, and you're good to go, right? So we've also got this little pouch right here, which is really handy if you have glasses, because those can really get misplaced in the night. And you can sit your phone there. You know, one of the things on the train is you're always wanting to kind of keep track of stuff in the night when you're sleeping, and the phone is one thing that tends to get lost. It could slide through the cracks and fall all the way down to the bottom, so you don't want that. I stick it right in this little pouch. Of course, I've got a reading light, I've got an attendant call button, some air conditioning there, and basically on this Viewliner 2, you have everything upstairs that you would have downstairs, and that is not the case on the other ones. So that's why this is the best one, and I just love it. Now you do have this harness safety strap. It's a little weird. I couldn't figure it out at first because you hook these 2 in, and then it doesn't really look safe at all because it looks like you could just go right through there. But when you do, if you were to fall on this, this would spread out and catch you. It just doesn't look like it would. So I'm not going to test that out in the night, hopefully. I've never fallen off of it, but I'm pretty sure it would catch you. It just doesn't feel like it would be a fun experience, maybe getting back out of it afterwards. And then, you know, the other thing about this that's really a nice feature is the steps, the stairs. And a lot of sleeper trains, you're just going to have like a ladder system, and it's going to be like a metal runged ladder that kind of hurts your feet, honestly, when you're getting down in the middle of the night. I've actually fallen once and kind of hurt myself over in Europe doing that on one of them, and not the case here because there's 2 huge giant steps that we're going to step on, and that's these steps right here, and you can't miss those. Even if it's dark in the night, you're not going to miss those. And so it's really easy to get down, and I just kind of stick always I'll put like slippers or, you know, something down there that I can slip on in the night, because Like she said, there's no toilet in this room, so you will have to go down the hallway, but not a problem. Super easy to get up and down this, and I'm excited to be here tonight because this is my favorite of all the roomettes.
Okay, so here is the dinner situation on the Lakeshore Limited. What they do is they split it up into 2 shifts here. Now, each train is going to be a little bit different depending on you know, the timing and everything. We're on time, so they are going to split it into 2 because we'll be getting to Albany and have kind of 45-minute fresh air break, 45 minutes for us today. Fresh air break there, so we're starting dinner around, they started it at 4:30 and they're going to run it till about 5:45. Then they're going to shut it down and reopen it at 7. So we've elected not to do the early dinner. We're going to wait and do it till after we do the Albany stop, which is really nice. Now for the dinner on this particular train, which is the Lakeshore Limited, each crew does it a little bit different. On this this particular crew has chosen to just do like open, so they have their open time and you can go and have dinner anytime during that open time. So there could be a lot of people going at the time that you want to go or not. It just depends, and they just kind of go with the flow on that. In some trains they'll have you do like reserve a certain time, so every crew does it a little bit different. So it's kind of just something to keep in mind as you move along on your train ride.
And they haven't given us a menu yet, so we don't really know what it's going to be. Pretty sure it's flexible dining though still on Lakeshore Limited, and I am hoping there is andouille sausage. That was on there a few years ago and I took it away. I hope it's made a comeback. We'll see in a few minutes.
So gonna give you a quick update on our stop. So we are stopped here just past Poughkeepsie, and we've been here for I don't know, 10-15 minutes, and then the conductor came on and said there's an accident with a different train up ahead and they're cleaning that up. So we're gonna be here for at least another 30 minutes. So we're out here on the track. There's actually another train here as well waiting for the cleanup up ahead. So everybody's just kind of walking around stretching their legs and just getting some fresh air while we can.
It is a beautiful station, so it's a good one to be stuck at. There's some cool houses over here, and the weather's just gorgeous today.
Yes, it's so good.
Upstate New York in the spring.
You really can't beat that.
No, that's really good.
Well, we've gotten some fresh air, and since we're sitting here waiting, they did keep the dining room open a little bit longer, so we decided, since it's 6:15, that's pretty much dinner time, so we're gonna come and we're gonna have our dinner here. We'll show you what we get here in just a second. So let's take a look at what our menu options are. It is flexible dining, and we've got 5 different entrees to choose from for dinner. We've got the slow braised beef short ribs, enchiladas, chicken a la rosa, sesame glazed salmon, and pasta and meatballs. And we also have our beverages here. You do have unlimited like soft drinks and juices and water, and then you each get 1 alcoholic beverage per person per ride. Okay, so let's take a look at what Rob and I chose. I, of course, picked the salmon with jasmine rice and veggies. I've got all the dishes come with a side salad, and you also get a roll as well as dessert. Now this is a new one. It's a butter cake. Rob took his out. It's a butter cake pastry out of a bakery in Delaware, so that's going to be interesting. Also, Rob got the pasta and meatballs, and he got his salad and his roll as well. So we're going to dig into this because it looks good, it smells good, and I'm thinking it's going to taste good.
I went with the old favorite, pasta and meatballs. You can never go wrong with the Amtrak pasta and meatballs. If you're on a flexible dining, that's my choice. Allie will tell you to get the salmon, but this is where it's at. So this is pretty good. I wonder if it's hot. Oh, it's pretty hot. But very, very good. So, and there is a train next to us, another Amtrak train. They're stuck here too, waiting for this accident to get cleared up ahead of us. And apparently the line is so long in the cafe over there that people are jumping off of that train, coming into our train to the dining car and trying to get beverages from the staff here. So they had a pretty good laugh about that. But we are some of the only people in here. There's only a few people in the dining car here for us. So we are just having a nice dinner and enjoying that, there's a little bit of a view of the lake, but not much. And hopefully we'll get back rolling here pretty soon.
Ooh, there's cream here in the middle. That looks quite good, actually. Split it all up so it's easier to eat. Let's try it. Oh my goodness, that's really good. Oh, cream filling. Butter cake, it says.
We get this question a lot about tipping, and we just ate dinner, so I thought I'd cover it. Generally, people leave $2 to $3 per person per meal. So we just ate and we split the difference and left a $5. And there are 2 attendants in there, so we just leave it each meal instead of at the end. And then with the room attendant, we do either $5 or $10 per person per night. So that's what we do with tipping, and that's totally up to everyone though. You don't have to tip, or you could tip more than that if you wanted to. The big question on everybody's mind is how much? How much did it cost? So I'm gonna break that down for you. We actually used points to buy this trip, and it cost us 22,500 Amtrak Guest Rewards points. Now, if we had paid for it, it would have been about $600 total for the 2 of us overnight. We're going all the way from New York to Chicago, so it would have been about 600. Translate that to points, it was 22,000. You can do it either way. If you're not in the Amtrak Guest Rewards, that's a good reason to do it, because we're doing quite a few trips this summer, and we got about half of them for free with points, so that is a good deal. But $600, that includes your meals, and we also got access to the Metropolitan Lounge for free, and had some good meals in there as well.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, are they gonna sleep in those seats? No. So we've got our 2 beds that we showed you earlier. So the 2 seats here, these are going to slide in. I'm gonna do that here in just a minute and show you what that looks like. And this is the bottom bed, and the mattress for that bed is up above, stored up there during the day. Bring that down, put it down here, and it's got the sheets and everything on it, and the pillow. We'll bring that down here, that'll be my bed. And then as Rob showed you earlier, we turn this, pull it down, and his bed is already set up there. So pretty easy peasy for the most part, but you can just have your attendant do this for you. We just do it because we never know when we want to go to bed, so we just make ours ourselves, but your attendant will take care of putting this together. But should you want to do it yourself, this is how you do it. So there's a lever down here that you have to push, and then as you're pushing that, you're pulling this out. Once you release that, then you can just press here and it'll slide down. It's usually how I do it. I don't know if the attendants do it that way, but that's how I do it. Same thing on the other side. Foot on that lever, press, and then let's see, we can get this side out. Now the second side is usually a little bit harder than the first side because there's not as much space. But you just keep pulling, and then make sure you're pressing on that little lever as you're doing it. Still trying. Hang on. There we go. All right, it's coming down. Press, press, press. And now we're ready for our mattress. I'm gonna grab that from up above. I'm gonna lower this just a little. Just enough room. Whoop! We're making a mess here. Pull that pillow down. And now, go ahead and grab this mattress from here. And bring it down. Down, down, down. To the bottom of the sea. Here we go. Now I gotta find which side is the thin side. So this goes this way. Okay, almost there. Get this all situated right here. And you'll still have your space on the ledge here by the window. So that's your bed here. And as I mentioned earlier, if you don't want that thick sheet, this one is nice and thin. You can practically see right through it. So if you need just something real thin like that, you're good to go with this one. And then you just put your pillow right there, here. Ta-da! And I'm ready to go. Like I said, Rob's is already set up here. I want to make sure I get one of these blankets though. I don't want Rob to take both blankets because these are so great. I just love these, they're so soft. So that's it. That's how you set it up for nighttime.
Okay, Allie is asleep and it is getting pretty late, so I'm gonna go to bed too. We're still a little jet lagged from our Italy trip, so it's time to turn these lights off and get ready to go to sleep, and we will see you tomorrow at breakfast. Good night.
Well, good morning. We slept quite well. Looks like we made up a little bit of time last night, but we're still running a little bit late, but it is breakfast time. We are in Toledo, Ohio here, stopped for a few moments, and we've got our breakfast. I'm having the 3-egg omelet, and it's got some veggies and cheese inside. Comes with sausage and some potatoes, and I've had this before, and it is quite tasty. And then we've got the flexible dining railroad French toast, and it comes with bacon, and that bacon looks good because it's nice and crispy. I love crispy bacon. So we're gonna dig into this and enjoy it, and then start to enjoy some of these views as we start arriving into Chicago here in the next few hours. People always ask me about the coffee on Amtrak, like what it's like. Now, if you're a super coffee snob, then you might not like it. It is good coffee. I think it's better than airline coffee, in all honesty, and I've had both a ton. So I would definitely go ahead and get it. Don't skip it, because it is pretty good.
Alright guys, it's been a long but amazing day in Chicago, but we are really hungry. We want some pizza, so we're gonna try a place we've never been to before. Paisano's, walking to it here along the Mag Mile. We'll see how good it is.
Yeah, we had to hit up something a little bit different, so we're headed that way, see what choices they have. I think it's related somehow to Lou Malnati's, yeah. So we'll see. All right, guys, we are back to the room from Pizzano's, and let me tell you right now, it's got me questioning my love for deep dish pizza in Chicago. This thin crust pizza was so good, and I think everybody goes there for the thin crust because everybody around us was getting the same type of pizza. I don't think I saw any deep dish pizzas being ordered around me, so I think it's the pizza to get. So if you don't want to get deep dish or you don't like deep dish, then go to Pizzano's because their thin crust was unbelievable. And it wasn't even like cracker thin crust like you get at some of the chains, but it was a little bit thicker than that, but still really thin, and it was actually really nice and crispy. I think they used the same dough maybe that they use for the deep dish because it tasted very much so like that. It just had such a good crunch to it. The sauce was amazing. We got sausage pizza and it was so good. So highly recommend that. Right, a little birdie told me about this little spot here. It's near the Lincoln Park Zoo, and it's a boardwalk and like conservation area. You can walk around. Look at how beautiful the city is right here. It's kind of crazy as you're walking around, trees, birds chirping, but you're literally right in the middle of downtown Chicago. So gonna walk around here and explore. Going to go over to the zoo and see if we can see anything there and just kind of enjoy these beautiful views. Look at this. Wow. That one's eating something. See him?
Give me more.
He's counting how many hours he's been shorted. He's disgusted. That's really funny. I just spotted a rhino. Look at this. I mean, it doesn't look big on the camera. It's ginormous. It's probably 10 times as large as I am. Look at that thing. When we board the train, we see there are some special touches that we have not seen before. At the top of the stairway, our room attendant has placed these beautiful flower arrangements as well as additional waters and even magazines for our reading pleasure. We make our way down the hall and to our room and get settled in. Right away, we start the trip with fabulous views of the city of Chicago as we make our way north. Now, our very first meal on this train ride is going to be dinner, and our dining car attendant has added flower arrangements as well as white tablecloths, which makes for a very inviting dinner experience.
I got the flat iron steak medium well today with the baked potato, and this is new. They brought A1 sauce, so I actually love A1 sauce. I'm going to use this quite liberally. Let's see how that goes.
Thank you. Everybody else liked it. It's okay to do that.
Alright, that's great.
Thank you. Yay!
It's cooked really well. And that sauce does make a difference.
So our main entrees arrive and we both dig in and enjoy not just the meal, but the views from the windows along the way. We have a little time as we sit here and eat. We get to watch as the city views fade away and we head more into the rural parts of Illinois as we're enjoying our great meal on the train. We do have traditional dining on this train, which gives us a few more options. We do let our food digest a little bit before we dig into these desserts. I got the carrot cake and Rob got the cheesecake. Now, after dinner, we hear that the National Park Service Rails and Trails program is on board to share some information about the wildlife that we may see and encounter along this journey. We also get a chance to add an exclusive new stamp to our National Park Service passport. So if you're on here, they also have the little booklets for the junior rangers if you're looking for that. I was teetering on requesting one for myself because I love them so much, but I did get this stamp. Now, I didn't have my NPS passport with me, and so I happened to still have my Swiss pass one with me, and I didn't have any extra pages on here from all of the Swiss trains that we rode, so I had the stamp done on my back page, and she said, if you have a passport, no problem. If you don't have it with you, they have these are actually stickers, and you can put the stamp on here and then take the sticker and put it into your passport, and you won't lose it. Hopefully, if you can keep track of it, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put that in my wallet and keep track of it, but that says Empire Builder on it. This is the only train that you can get it on, so do not miss out on that. Listen for it when you get on the Empire Builder. Head over to the observation car and hear all about the wildlife and everything you'll see on this route. Well, one man's trash is another man's treasure, as they say, because I was walking from the observation car back to our room, and I had to walk through the dining car. Dining car attendant said to me, "Hey, do you want some wine?" I was like, "I already had dinner." She said, "Well, we poured some extra and we can't pour it back into the bottle." She said, "Take this back to your room with you." So red wine tonight, extra wine here for me tonight in the room. So I guess I didn't want to turn it down. All right, we just pulled into our first fresh air break. We are in
Winona, Minnesota.
Minnesota, so we've already zipped through Wisconsin and through Illinois. We weren't in there very long, were we?
Yeah, the first fresh air break is quite a ways after you board on this Empire Builder.
So be ready for that.
Yeah, but it is great here. A lot of fresh air. Temperature feels great.
Yeah, it does feel nice.
Love in Minnesota. One cool thing we noticed at this stop, it's a little dark out here, but we do have a special 50th anniversary locomotive on the front of this train. And we think it's the Phase 1 version. So we can't really go down there right now. It's way down there and we only have a couple minutes at the stop. So tomorrow we're gonna go check that out and let you guys see what that looks like. Pretty sure it's gonna be pretty cool looking though.
Okay, so we were preparing for bed, but we just got an alert, emergency weather alert, that said there's a tornado warning in the area until 10 p.m. It is 9:30 and it is lightning out. We've seen that for a little bit here, but didn't realize we had storms out there. So we'll be taking, the train is still moving pretty quickly here, so I don't know if we're going to be moving out of that, but we'll stay up for a little bit longer and see. Alright, you can probably hear the hail now hitting. We can hear it. We're still watching, we're still moving, and we're making our next stop, so we're still progressing. Wow.
All right, the storm has subsided, thankfully for us, and we have got our bed made up. I'm about to head up here to the upstairs, and we're gonna go to bed, wake up in the morning, and we will see you in the morning. Good night. Good morning. Slept pretty well, even though it was raining outside, and came down for breakfast. Both got the eggs. I got sausage, and Allie got bacon. So we're gonna dig in and get this eaten and get our day started right.
Hello guys, you're coming in for breakfast?
Yeah!
Come on down.
Come on down. Price is right.
I look just like the car park.
I seen Fargo this morning, 5 o'clock. I said, well, there it is. I told her snow on the ground. And she said, you're dreaming. I know, look at it. She hit me in the damn head with the parachute. About knocked me out. I said, that's great. Man, it backed me off this train. Tried to kill me. Insurance company.
Okay, so we've gotten the burger lots of times, but this time around, they offered us bacon on the burger, so we're having a bacon cheeseburger. Look at that, that looks really good, and it smells really good. It just came off the grill, so I'm gonna doll this thing up and eat it. Very good. Thank you. No problem. That's really good.
It's good with the bacon.
Mm-hmm. It's very good with bacon.
A lot of times people ask us what we do while we're on the train for so long, and we do try to spend as much time as possible relaxing and taking in the views of the country. One of the best places to do that is the observation car, which is also known as the Sightseer Lounge. This car is open to all train passengers to enjoy. All right, guys, you know what time it is. It's time for a room tour. We start out here with the lower seats where we spend most of our time sitting. And these two lower seats, we use these two bars down here at the bottom for it to recline. You recline each side, and that's what makes your bed for at night. There are several amenities here in the room. There is a nice armrest, and there's also the air vents on the side right by the window. There is also a push to call attendant button, and then there's also the light button, and that does control the ceiling light and the night light. You can also have it all the way off. There's also the music control, which doesn't really control the music. It actually controls the announcements made overhead. You do have a reading light on this side, which you control, and you can also move it up and down for a little direction. Now on this side, move my bag here, you will see these are the steps to go up to the upper bunk, which we'll look at in just a minute. There is a trash bin on this side as well down below. Nice big trash bin, and they can empty that if it gets a little bit too full for you. But these are the steps that Rob is going to use to get up to his upper bunk. We also have a nice big mirror here, which is very helpful for getting ready in the mornings. And there is also a night light or an extra reading light for up above if Rob wants to read from up above. And then right next to that is the air control or the air vent. And there is a little black tab control right here where you are going to be able to close the vents. If you pull it on one side, there's still a little bit of air that comes out, but then if you push it, then it'll be full blast. So if you're up above and you want to be a little bit cooler, then you're going to want to have those opened up. We also get washcloths and hand towels provided to us, and the shower towels are provided in the actual shower stall. This hook here, they do provide a couple of hangers. You can use this coat hook or the other hook to hang things from if you like, on the hanger or just on the hook if you want. And then on this side, you also have this strap here if you want to put any bags or anything like that to kind of hold back. Now this area here is kind of open, and you can store, as you see, we've stored our toiletry bags in there. And it's just a real thin kind of small area, so there's not a ton of room for storing things. Then on this side you'll see the push, so you push that down and then you lift and pull for reclining the seat. There is storage underneath both of the seats down below, so you've got plenty of room there to store your things. On this side, it's an identical seat except for the amenities that are on the headrest. Over here, you do still have a reading light here as well, just like you do on the other side. But then on this side, you've got this air control switch, this black button here. And you're going to turn that either cooler or warmer or just leave it on normal. Not going to change the temperature a ton, but it is going to give you a little bit of a difference there. There's also one outlet here. So as you can see, we have our handy dandy 4 USB adapter here. We use that all over the world and it's perfect. We've got blackout curtains as well down below. Now in a Superliner like this, there's only windows down below, not windows above like in a Viewliner, but you can black out the room with those curtains and just kind of close those up. Now, if you're looking to either do some work or you want a table in your room or you want to eat a meal in your room like we do sometimes, you've got this nice table that folds out. Now they do have this checkerboard kind of built into it. I wish they provided the pieces as well so you can play some checkers while you're here, but this table is nice and big, gives you plenty of room for both people to use. If you wanted to both have computers or iPads or whatever out, you could both use it, and it stores fairly easily back into that slot. Now, quick peek here up above. This is the upper bunk. You just pull on the latch, bring it down, and it locks into place. There's another coat hook up here, so there are 2 of them up in this area. And then we'll also take a look here at this little netting back here. Does provide a space for you to store snacks. Like you can see Rob has got here his snacks if he wants to have something after I've gone to bed. And there's also a little bin back here, a little basket where he keeps his glasses and his cell phone at night so he doesn't roll over onto them if they're stored in that netting up against the wall. So there is just enough room up here for him, not a ton of room to move around. If you've seen our other videos on the channel with all the measurements and all the information, you'll get a little bit more if you want a deeper dive into this room tour. This right here is kind of like a seat belt for the person in the upper bunk. The trains do rock around quite a bit, so you're going to want to have these in place so that you do not roll out of that upper bunk. That is going to hurt if you fall out. Now, we're going to go downstairs here and we're going to take a look at one of the restrooms. Now, in this style, in this Viewliner 2, we're going to have a little bit smaller bathrooms than you have in the Viewliner 1. So in the Viewliner 2, the bathrooms do have a call attendant button, just like in the 1, but as you can see, it's a much smaller, more confined space. There are bars to hang on to, which is always smart to do. There's also a baby changing table. You've got paper towels available as well as tissues in here and an outlet. There is somewhere to hang a towel and a coat rack if you need to use that as well. And there are seat covers too. Don't forget to lock the door or someone's going to walk in on you. And there's also, the water doesn't stay on for very long. You do have to press it in order to get the water to come out. So just remember to keep pressing that and you can get more water out. And if you need cups for brushing your teeth, those are provided as well. Now let's take a look at the shower, which they also call a dressing room, but it's mostly used as a shower, I think, for the most part. I'm going to walk right into the shower area here. It's a good enough space. Again, do not forget to lock that door or someone's going to walk in on you. It's just enough room to do what you need to do here in the shower. There's just enough pressure, and you also are able to change it to cold or hot water. There is a curtain that you pull, a big thick curtain that you pull, and there is a bar in here, and it is highly recommended that you hang onto that bar if you are showering while the train is moving. They do provide you in these boxes, you will find bars of soap, and there's extra washcloths in there as well as the towels to use in the shower. And of course there is an attendant call button should you slip and fall or anything like that.
It is about 8:20 on the second day of the trip now, p.m. and we are about 15 minutes from East Glacier, Montana, and that's something that we wanted to be able to see, Glacier National Park. Now, the sun is not supposed to set until 9:03 p.m. so if we don't have any more delays, it's a race against time, but we may be getting in and see just a glimpse of Glacier National Park. Now, it is not out our window here. We are facing south and the views will be to the north, so if we get there in time, we're gonna have to try to run down the hallway and look out maybe a side window of the train. So if we get there, we'll go do that and show you what it looks like. Oh, we just got to see Glacier National Park. We did walk down to the other hallway, kind of where the bedrooms were, and there was a lot of people in the hallway just taking pictures. It was great. We got there just as the sun was setting, and we kind of got that afterglow moment, so it was just perfect. So in this instance, it was kind of nice that the train was 2 hours late.
Okay, everyone's excited because we stopped here for a fresh air break in Wenatchee. I'm not 100% sure if that's right, but Wenatchee. And we've lost part of our train on purpose. We dropped them off in Spokane and they're off to Portland and we're off to Seattle. So we're down to one engine, and they took the sleeper car from the back and some coach cars as well. So we're down to a much shorter train, about half the size, right?
Yep.
So not too far away from Seattle, and so we are in Washington State, and it's snowing. Was not expecting to see snow in the middle of May in Washington.
That's underneath the observation car.
All right, so just got off the train, checked in here to our room at the Embassy Suites, and we are in a suite. It's a 1-bedroom king suite, which is really quite nice. It's spread out a little bit, even though it's a short stay. But let me show you a little bit around the room here. This is kind of the living room area here. Got a TV view out the window right there. You have not just the couch, which I think it pulls out, but they also have a nice chair to sit in over there. And then I like this nice desk to sit at if we want to do some work, and 2 chairs. So that's actually pretty good. And then over here, you've got kind of a kitchenette type thing. There's a little fridge down here, a little sink, bucket of ice, and you've got your coffee machine and a microwave as well. So that's kind of a nice little area right there. So this is the living room area, and they have these little iPad things where you can kind of navigate, get information, and control of the room. So there's also a closet right here, and we've got blankets and stuff for this pull out, and then your little luggage stand there, an ironing board and an iron, some drawers. And let's look at the bathroom right here. It's a really spacious bathroom. Look at how big that is. I could lay down right here in this empty space and have enough room. And we've got just 1 sink here, big mirror, toilet. That looks like a really nice shower. Rolling door. So that looks good. Then we come in here to the bedroom portion. There is, and the other side of that closet is on this side. So you could use it on both sides. And then you've got your bed here, king size bed as I mentioned. You've got your outlets here. Those are important with USB for charging. That looks pretty good. It's not a super bright room. This is the TV here. Because there's no overhead lights, it's just lamps and things like that. And then over here, they've got yourself a Amazon Alexa. And as you can see back here, another USB and some outlets there. So that looks pretty good. That's a pretty good looking room. And then from here, you can actually walk right back out into the living room through this door here. So you can walk in through the bathroom, but you can walk into the living room here. And actually, if you look out the window, you can barely see it, but this here is King Street Station. So that is super duper nice. You're literally just seconds from the station, and then the city is all back here. You can see some of the nice skyscrapers and over there. So we're excited to be in Seattle again. We do love coming here, and we're gonna rest up, and then we're gonna go explore tomorrow.
Alright, we are here at the Mariner Stadium T-Mobile Park, and we got these tickets pretty cheap tonight, $7. The reason we did that, we wanted to be up really high because there's an amazing view of the skyline from the upper deck, so take a look at this.
You are up first. It's time for Pop Fly with a Catch. Let's get you situated.
So we're excited for the game. They're playing the Yankees. Hopefully they can pull out a victory here tonight, and we have a good time. Alright, we got some food here at the game. Got a little hungry. We got a brisket platter. Let's see how good this looks. Ooh. Mac and cheese, cornbread, brisket. That looks pretty good.
All right, leaving the Embassy Suites, long commute to there, to King Street Station. Looking forward to being on the train.
Reasonable, the language clean, and the topic key. Last but not least, folks, we are traveling on heavy equipment today, which means we're going to take all the safety precautions that involve, one of which is keeping your shoes on. Keep your shoes on for the whole train trip, folks. Other than that, folks, sit back, relax, enjoy your trip. Welcome aboard.
It's rocking. now.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hope you've been enjoying those wonderful views of Puget Sound on our left. Puget Sound is home to all sorts of animals such as seals, sea lions, bald eagles, great blue herons, and the rare and elusive bird, the locals call the seagull. Well, folks, we're just a couple miles away from our next station stop up in picturesque Edmonds, Washington. Edmonds is going to be a very quick station stop. Think about a couple friends walking on, a whole bunch more. Folks, we're going to be very busy in the car 3 area of the train. So folks, if you are coming down to the cafe, hold off a few minutes till after our Edmonds station stop. It's going to be very busy in that section of the train. Hold off to come down to the cafe until after our Edmonds station stop, if you're not already in line. Alright folks, Edmonds, Washington, coming up next. Don't miss it, please. all sorts of wintry birds such as snow geese, trumpeter swans, bald eagles, and many other birds becoming a bird watcher's paradise. Well, folks, we're just a couple miles away from our next station stop of beautiful, picturesque Stanwood, Washington. Stanwood's going to be a very quick stop, picking up a few more friends, and then we'll be en route again. Stanwood, Washington, coming up next. Also, folks, just a couple reminders on the train. We do have restrooms scattered throughout the train. Restrooms in business class are going to be cars 1 and 2. We got 2 of them there. And in the coaches, we got 3 restrooms, cars 4, 6, and 8. That's every other car. Cars 4, 6, and 8 all have restrooms. Easiest way to find those is as you're walking down those aisles and you run into a big white wall, that's going to be one of our restrooms. All right, folks, Stanwood coming up next. A few miles out from our next station stop of beautiful, picturesque Mount Vernon, Washington, famous for its Tulip Festival every April. Well, folks, we are close to the station, but we're just waiting on that southbound Amtrak to finish its station work, pull into the siding that's next to us. Sounds like they're pulling out of the station right now, so we'll be rolling into the station here in just a couple minutes. All right, folks, Mount Vernon, Washington, coming up next. Great time to get those cameras out. While you're digging out those cameras, dig out those passports. Because in about 15 minutes, we'll be making our stop in Bellingham. And departing Bellingham, we are going to be coming through the train doing that secondary inspection. So folks, as soon as we leave Bellingham, restrooms in the cafe will be off limits. We'll need you back in your seats. Put your passports out, open up to the picture page. Once again, that's departing our next station stop of Bellingham, which is coming up here in about 15 minutes. So if you need to use the restroom before that passport inspection, now is a wonderful opportunity to do so. Once again, those restrooms are located in cars 1 and 2 for business class, and cars 4, 6, and 8 in our coaches.
makes a turn, and the boat's like over here, and so they have to assume the boat's underway as well, right? So like it's his responsibility to be in the seat. So they just
I thought that's good, or
the
looking
wings
right
on
up
the
the
boat.
stairs.
So it's
Sorry about it. It's proclamation stuff.
Let's bring that back when you're done.
I feel like it's probably not a souvenir I really want to see, so absolutely. So thank you. Thank you.
It's got a hilarious answer for everything. Onboard entertainment. And today, take a look at those wonderful views of Teddy Bear Cove we're coming up to here in just a few moments. Another highlight here as we go right through the middle of Teddy Bear Cove, water on both sides of the train. And Teddy Bear Cove is also just a couple miles away from our next station stop of beautiful, picturesque Bellingham, Washington. If Bellingham is your station stop, now's a wonderful time to look around your seats for any personal belongings, cell phones, laptops, chargers, small children. Leave nothing behind on the train or we'll continue on into Canada today. And folks, speaking of Canada, once again, once we depart Bellingham, our next stop, we need everybody in their seats with their passports out, open up nice and wide to the picture page for that secondary passport inspection. As soon as we get through the entire train, we'll make an announcement that you'll be able to move about again. But once again, that inspection taking place right after our stop in Bellingham, which is just a few minutes away. Bellingham, Washington, coming up next. Don't miss it, please.
if you have your passports with you, you can stay right in here.
Want to grab 3-4 across 4-5? No. There you go.
No, I think
Alrighty, folks, again, this is Bellingham, Washington, now arriving, folks. 2 doors in coach, 1 door in business class next to the cafe. Again, this is Bellingham. This time we need everybody in their seats with their passports out, open up nice and wide to the picture page. Don't worry, folks, your passport photo is not any worse than mine. Just please have those out and ready. Now we'll get through the train doing that secondary inspection as quickly as we can. And who works with our customs team is starting in car 9 with our coaches, going to work his way towards the back of the train. But once again, please be in your seats with your passports out, opened up nice and wide to the picture page. Thank you for your cooperation.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this message is coming to you from the cafe. The cafe is once again open and serving. Again, the cafe is open.
historical Glacier River Bridge, one of the oldest swing-span railroad bridges in North America. Folks, on a typical trip from here, it's about 40 minutes if the dispatchers give us green lights the rest of the way. All right, folks, sit back and enjoy the final part of our journey.
And just one more time for fun, folks. Hey, when we stop at the platform, customs does require we do a few things around the platform before we start detraining passengers. Once we get that done, we will come into the train and let you guys know it is your turn to detrain. Until a member of the crew comes into your car and tells you it's time to go, folks, just stay comfortably seated there. It's going to take us just a minute to get all that stuff done and get down the train one car at a time. Appreciate your help. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, we're here in Vancouver. So we checked into our hotel. We're staying at the Fairmont Waterfront. Look at this nice room. We got a closet over here and this little bar area. There's a mini bar down here and a little place to put stuff. Bathroom is in here, full length mirror on the door, one sink, but lots of counter space. And then a nice tub. This whole area actually looks pretty good. And then this is the room here. Nice king bed. And then we got upgraded to a waterfront view. So you can see the harbor right out here. And actually the cruise port is right across the street if you're doing a cruise. This is a great place to stay because you got cruise ships will park either here or over there or on the other side. So it's really close to the cruise port as well. But we are excited to be here in Vancouver and explore.
Another announcement when services begin. If you have any questions or need assistance, our crew is here to help. Thank you for your attention. Please now watch your screen for the safety demonstration.
All the way down there.
Oh. All right, guys, our train has pulled up here. We are headed on the Glacier Discovery from Anchorage down to Whittier and back. Along the route, we see some of the most spectacular sights, from panoramic vistas to lush marshlands. We have a brief stop in the resort town of Girdwood before arriving to the only tunnel or road that connects Whittier to the rest of the state. Upon arrival in Whittier, we'll board a Glacier Cruise around Prince William Sound to pass the time before we hop on the train and head right back to Anchorage. We start our day by boarding the train about 30 minutes early. We quickly find our seats in adventure class, and they are upstairs, and we have a table all to ourselves. We also discover that we have incredible views from our seats, and after a bit, we do decide to grab a little snack from the cafe downstairs. We enjoy this as we travel along this gorgeous route. There are lots of food and beverage options at the snack bar. You can enjoy your purchase in your seat, or you can sit in the cafe area. Right now, I'm going to give you a quick look at what our seat area looks like. I'll stop off at the snack bar and show you a little bit around there, and I'll also show you around the bathroom before we get back to these gorgeous views. We bought our tickets about 3 months in advance. You don't get to pick your own seats. They do assign them randomly to you, but you may be able to call ahead to see where your seats are beforehand. We were very happy with the choice they made for us. We did pay $228 for the round trip from and to Anchorage for the two of us. I'm going to share these gorgeous views with you. Enjoy these for a few moments, and then I'll be back with a little bit more information. All right, guys, when we arrive to the tunnel at Whittier, we must wait our turn to go into the tunnel. The tunnel is shared by the train and also by automobiles. There is a timed system in place to avoid any issues between the two. You will see cars as you pull up to the tunnel lined up in the parking lot waiting for the signal that it is safe to enter the tunnel. Now, once we do arrive in Whittier, we hop off the train and onto a boat. And as you can see, Whittier is now a cruise ship dock, and in season, many large cruise ships can be seen here. Many of the cruise ship companies have their own train cars that tag along on the Alaska Railroad routes, and they use them for their excursions. You'll see the cars are marked with the cruise lines on the outside, either Holland America or Princess or whichever cruise line is tagging along. Today we are taking a 26 Glacier Cruise on board a very unique ship with a patriotic history, the Bravest. It was named because of its use before it became a Phillips Cruise and Tours boat. Now, this boat was used as a ferry in New York City, and it was famous for ferrying hundreds of New Yorkers to safety on 9/11. The ship was later taken out of commission, and it was bought by Phillips Cruise and Tours, and they restored it and gave it a name worthy of its history. Now, for the cruise portion, we paid just over $400 for the 5-hour cruise, which did include lunch as well as unlimited water and coffee. Now, there is also a bar and a snack bar on board, if you want to buy other drinks or snacks along the way. About an hour into the cruise, you will be served lunch, which is your choice between vegetarian chili or salmon chowder. You do get also some crackers with that, as well as a dessert. You make your choice of meal when you purchase your ticket. We purchased our train journey and our cruise separately, but you can book the package through Alaska Railroad for the train and the cruise, or you can purchase the combo from Phillips Cruises on their website. Once our cruise begins, we are free to move around the vessel. Our cruise takes us 140 miles around Prince William Sound. We'll view Esther Passage, College Fjords, and encounter much wildlife on our trip today. We get to see stellar sea lions lazing on the buoys, Dall's porpoises racing alongside us, mountain goats in the distance, a very camera-shy humpback whale, which we'll try to point out to you, a pod of orcas, sea otters, as well as black-legged kittiwaks. Unfortunately, we did not spot Sasquatch, LOL. So here are a few more of the great views that we encountered on this trip. One of the most breathtaking views was our visit to Surprise Glacier. This shot just does not even begin to do it justice. Take a look around here. There was quite a bit of activity here from the sea otters, little families in this area, but the star of the show were the chunks of the ice in the water as well as the glacier itself. Before we arrive back to dock, we stop off at the Kittiwak Rookery, where we enjoy views of the waterfalls with all the birds flying all around us. After the cruise is over, it's time to head back to the train, and we make our way back to Anchorage. On the way back, we do decide to grab a snack in the cafe. We split a pizza and a corn dog to hold us over until we can grab some dinner back in Anchorage. Enjoy some more of these views that we enjoyed on our way back to Anchorage. We start off in Anchorage, where we are allowed to board the train about 30 minutes early. Friendly staff is ready to greet us as we find our seats and we get ready for our journey. There are 2 classes of service on board the Denali Star. There's Adventure Class and Gold Star Service. So both have comfortable seats and great views, but the Gold Star Service, which we are enjoying today, includes your meals as well as 2 bar drinks per person. You also get access to the outdoor upper level viewing platform as well as a seat in the glass dome car. The seats are very comfortable in the glass dome car with a folding tray table, a folding footrest, as well as reclining abilities if you want to lay back and relax as you enjoy your ride. Not long after we depart Anchorage, we are ushered down to the dining room, which is on the lower level of the glass dome car. You will have a choice of 3 breakfast options to choose from. We also take a moment to note our lunch and dinner options, of course. So don't worry about missing views in the dining car, as there are big windows to look out of as you enjoy your meal. Rob got the Aurora breakfast and I got the biscuits and gravy breakfast with reindeer sausage.
How's the reindeer sausage?
It just tastes like sausage. It's spicy though.
See how the bacon is.
It looks crispy.
Very good crispy bacon. Got the Aurora breakfast with eggs, bacon, and hash brown potatoes.
What is the potatoes?
Hash brown potatoes.
Oh, hash brown potatoes. Interesting. They look good. They look crispy. What do we do? Thank you. Sausage? Try it.
Doesn't show up this year. You might do that.
It's really good.
By the time we are done with breakfast, we decide to head out to the viewing platform to get a good look at Wasilla as we stop for a few minutes to pick up some passengers. Wasilla was established in 1917. It was the supply center for the Willow Creek Gold District. From Wasilla, we quickly follow along the beautiful lake shores and begin our hunt to spot Denali.
Right now I'm out here enjoying the outdoor viewing platform, which is only available on the Gold Star service. So if you're on the adventure class, you can't access this, but it is available to everyone with Gold Star service. It is a little bit windy, but not that cold today, so you can stand out here for quite a while and not have any problem at all. Time to check out the bathrooms here on the Gold Star carriage, and this, I gotta say, is one of the bigger bathrooms I've ever been in a train. I have been in a lot of train bathrooms, so we have a nice full-size sink here, and soap dispenser, actual air dryer, which is rare, a couple rolls of toilet paper, a real-looking toilet like you'd find in a hotel, more toilet paper up here, and quite a big door there. So I think this is the wheelchair accessible room. There are some bars surrounding it, but yeah, this is quite an impressive bathroom for a train. We are here currently on a great day. They've told us can only see Denali from this distance, Mount McKinley, about 30% of the time. Today is one of those days, so that's good. That's it right there. Yeah, you can't see the tip of it. It's right over the horizon. I can only see a little bit, but the tap's in the cloud. There it is. You see the base right now. We are about to go over Hurricane Gulch, so right now there's nobody out here with me, but this place is gonna fill up pretty good. Well, there's not that many people on the train, but we'll have 4 or 5 people out here. So they say that it's 300 feet straight down from the bridge and there's nothing on the side. So the Statue of Liberty, they said if it was at the bottom, you'd be looking right at the torch. So this is gonna be quite a bridge and quite a gulch we go over. Allie is inside because she does not want to see this. Okay, I can see on the map that we're almost to the bridge, and I don't know if this is gonna be scary or not. I'm not afraid of heights, but it feels like this could be a little scary how they were describing it. So we'll see how this goes. Just a minute.
We're swimming through the Nana River on the right-hand side. There's two of them right there. Passing by car Charlie now. Ponds that we pass by are called kettle ponds or kettle lakes. They're reminders that glaciers once came through this area. As the glacier started to recede about 12,000 years ago, big chunks would break off and fall onto the ground if it wasn't going into a
Okay, as they just told us, welcome to Denali National Park.
We are officially inside the boundaries because the train station here is inside the national park. So this is a new one for us, so we're pretty excited about it.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed the views so far, but we do have some more views coming up and some animal sightings, so don't go anywhere.
It's getting much colder by the second.
I think it's gonna start snowing too.
As you can see, that was one of the most spectacular sections of this train route. It happens right after you leave Denali National Park. You get outside here to the observation deck and get on the right hand side for some spectacular views. The views are incredible. I'm the only one out here. which is crazy to me. It is a little cold, I will admit that, but it's crazy no one else is out here. I have another recommendation for you. If you're gonna come on this trip and do videos or pictures outside, bring a wrist strap for your camera or phone, because you're gonna want to lean over the railing. It's the only way you can get the train in the picture. But it is so cold and windy that your fingers will lose feeling after just a little bit. So bring a strap. I don't have one. My hands are freezing right now. But is it worth it? I'd say definitely it is. So just figured out why our seats are way in the back and everyone else's seats are way in the front. When I made the reservations, the conductor just showed me the comments, and you can put a seat request in, and I requested to be in the back of the rail car. I didn't remember that because we made them 6 months ago. And I was thinking at the time that everyone else would want to be in the front, we'd be in the back, maybe we'd have more room, and that did work out because there's nobody within 6 or 7 rows of us right now. So literally every other person is at the very front of the car. We have the entire back of the car to ourselves. So if you want a chance at that privacy and your car is empty, request to be in the back.
Most of the people that are out here, the less than 500 souls, will mostly live subsistence-based lifestyle. So harvesting fish out of the river and farming what they need. Most of the income comes from the Banana Ice Classic, which is a statewide event as well.
So you may notice we have quite a bit of room to move around on this train, and there's only 47 people on this particular train today. Normally there's about 400, but we're here just before cruise season, so it's empty because it's only really people that flew up. So if you want to have a pretty empty train, you got to go the first couple weeks of May. It is May 16th, I think, today. So anytime before that, you probably have a pretty empty train too.